Hi Pisces, this is a video for you. Pluto in the 11th house for you. What is going on? If you haven't seen my Saturn video, I would suggest you have a look because I probably would have touched on some of this already. So 11th house, Pluto, if you've got Capricorn in your 11th house of friends, what does this mean? Well, basically, you've come to a point in your life in 2007, back then, where you felt very vulnerable socially. Perhaps you felt like unwanted or unliked. You probably would have had that job or some kind of a career prospect or decision to be somebody or solidify yourself in some way, but nobody really got it. Nobody really understood. Now, what does this mean? Basically, in 2007, you would have plunged into something very quickly and you really wanted it, this thing, this person, or these people. It's likely something like one friend or one or two people, and it would have been like life-changing, like, oh my god, Suzanne is amazing, I can just talk to Suzanne all my life. There's like this permanence in the air, like people you really wanted to have friends, and you're probably really enamored with people who had friends for a really long time. Say, like people who are really good friends with their mom, or people who are really good friends with somebody who really knew them really well. And friendship became a huge deal. And perhaps for you, it would have started with your mom or with your sister or something like that, because you really wanted to be alive and you really wanted to be prolonged into some kind of a partnership, some kind of a joining where feelings are like not important, but everybody's nice and everybody's caring and everybody just, like looks at each other with grace and, respect and stuff. And this is where it would have started for you, grace and respect. Dear Pisces, how far you've gone so far. So your Pluto is transitioning your 11th house of people. And I want to say 11th house of children for some reason. I'll tell you why. It's because at this point of your evolution through this Plutonian cycle, you may see yourself as somebody who's rising above the rest, as somebody who's actually looking at people as kids because you're sick and tired of being dealt the wrong hand. In this time period from 2008 till 2023, you would have felt a little bit under the weather with people. You would go ups and downs with people. Perhaps you're seen as dishonest. Perhaps people are dishonest to you. Perhaps people will always disappoint you. They will see yourself as one thing, they'll expect something else, and then they'll expect another thing, and then you'll see them as something, and then you'll expect something, and then you'll expect something else. Things are not said. Things are not that easy for Pisces ever. Things are kind of under the surface. Things are not easy. Things are not creating any kind of resolution until very much later in this cycle, until 2021. You kind of got understandings of people, and just as you think you understand, you don't, okay? Or like people get you, and just as they say, I get you, I'm here for you, they're like gone, or you gone, or somebody just moves on from another person. Groups and sequences are really hard to make. If you want to do any kind of public speaking during this time, if you want to be a speaker for the big guns, for the big boys, if you want to be part of the big boys club, well, this is a good time to start thinking about it, but it's not a good time to do it. Basically, you don't have the skills for it yet. If you want to be a public person, you can, but you don't quite pull it off. And people will laugh or prod or poke, and you will feel forever disjointed socially. So what is going on? Basically, Pluto is taking you through a cycle where you can really grow some steel, like balls of steel. Your heart, you can really grow into your presence, into your power. And also where you can classify yourself, okay? Because Saturn, is helping you through this process to really calcify who you are. And Pisces is somebody who doesn't need anything, really. They're really spiritual beings. They're pretty much ether, but because they are no one in a way, they really need to be classified by another. And this is what makes this Pluto really hard, because also you'll find yourself drawn throughout the cycle towards people with power or popularity or some kind of a fatherness. Like they're up here, everyone down there. There'll be a very strong inclination towards people with power or power play techniques or tactics on others. And this will put you into a deluded state of wanting more than you've got in your friends, okay? Just let them be people. That's the main thing. You just ask to basically let them be. You're not really here to perpetrate a certain type of presence. You're not really here to be that go-getter gal or guy unless you've got really strong like Mercury or Pluto in your chart. Perhaps you've got a really strong outgoing Venus or something like that. You know, if you don't have really outgoing planets otherwise, you will not succeed in this big thing. If you really want to be a star, like you go and you stand on stage in front of people and everybody bows to you, popularity, fame, things like that are not available to you unless you've got a very strong chart. How do you have a strong chart? For example, you've got a Pisces sun, but then you've got an ascendant in Leo. Okay, then you've got like Sun conjunct, for example, Mercury or Venus. Then you say you got Jupiter in your house of communication. Say everything is poking you towards speaking out, you know, and being out in public. If you've got one of those magic charts, then sure, what you are achieving here is hard, but at the same time you will get there. Now, if you've got Pisces moon, okay, you've got Pisces moon, you've got ascendant in Gemini, and then you've got like say Sun and Libra, and you've got maybe a few like Pluto, like Mars, you know, and like earth signs, all right, like Capricorn and Virgo, you know, and you can be an outgoing personality. You've got a lot to say and you've got a lot of information to relay, but at the same time you don't have the pizzazz to lead. Okay, there's not many Pisces that will at the end of the cycle become leaders and big warriors, but there is something in them, in us all, that really wants them to. Okay, and they will eventually come to some greatness, but this is what they need to do. They need to be honest about who they're vibrating as. So if they've got a very placid sort of frequency, easily tired, you know, if they don't have a lot of fire, if they don't have a lot of earth, if they're really watery and airy, they just want to lie down for a minute, you know, they want to relax, they don't care about who they are. Most of the time, they just want to portray a really good presence just to impress another person or to be seen as worthy or even worthless by another. They want to hold a certain type of demeanor just to placidly go through life. This ambition of being a public person, public presence is not quite enough, okay? If they've got a huge pull, like they've got Cancer sun, all right, even watery sun, they got Pisces moon, okay? And then they've got like say ascendant in Aries, and they got like Mars in the first house, you know, and they've got like Mercury in the fourth house, you know, like, and they're really like pulling it all together. They're really pushing it through, you know, they're really energizing or like, you know, pulling through their unconscious knowledge with power and grace. You know, they're like Uranus in the 10th house or something. They're made for innovation. They're made to pull all this ethereal stuff into the real and really pound it in. If they're there, they will get there. But it just really depends on your chart, my friend. Anyway, what's going to happen here? You will illusion and disillusion in the people around you. You will greatly scrape your knees, you know what I mean? Not physically. I mean, you will fall. You fall many times for different groups and different opportunities when it comes to social activity without really knowing why, and then leading yourself to a greater lie, basically. If you don't, stay within, okay? Just be centered. See how you feel. Go with your feelings. If you're not feeling like these people are for you, but they're wearing cool clothes and they got nice cars, don't go there, okay? If say you're in a group of people and you don't really know why, but you're really drawn towards these like street people, like they're just on the street having ice cream and you just joined in, you know, and said hello, and you have no idea how or why, this is a group for you, okay? Just simplicity, keep it simple, all right? And the other way around as well, say if you're used to being somebody who just sits there, busks on the street, but for some reason you felt really good talking to that customer representative at the bank and you feel actually really good around suits, then why not try it? Why not? Why not merge with different groups? Just see how you're feeling. Don't go by the dress. Don't go by the style of expression, like people talk like this or people talk like this. You know, don't go by the physical appearance. You know, don't go by how people manifest you know, freedom in their lives. Don't be fooled by people that have a big house or a big bank account or any kind of traveling lifestyle. Don't go, I want to be like that, I want to be that person on stage, I want to be like that, because that will just murmur through you and that will bring you deceit. Basically, you just forming your friends, you just forming your accomplices in this time. So without further ado, let's just go through this really quickly. Pisces. Okay, so 2008, 2007, you would have felt vulnerable and you really wanted something new in a person and a friend. 2008 would have given it to you, but at a price. For example, you were accepted into some kind of college or sorority, some kind of a formation of people, but you were meant to be something else. And you kind of, got it and you had to be that. 2009, you would have said, no thanks, I'll stick around, but I won't really be there in spirit. 2010, you would have gone, aha, I know what I need to do. I need to protrude out more, okay? Which would have given you a lot of lies and different kind of films, you know what I mean? Like you had to be all this sly different energies, or you had to battle other people's sly energies. 2010. 2011, it would have been very unfortunate if you went into the world by yourself. You would have felt 2011, you would have felt like you needed like a friend, somebody's hand to hold and somebody to really just be there. And if you really were desperate for somebody, 2011 would have given you somebody who was unfortunate choice as a friend or partner for you. 2012 would have been a very eye-opening experience where you would have laughed at everything and completely like surrounded yourself with really fun and loving people without really creed or place or color. Everybody was just the same in 2012, but you did not really feel connected at that time. 2013 would have given you a person in your life that would have given you something back. They would have provided you something as well as taking from you. 2013 would have been a very interesting time to be in a relationship, because you would have seen that this person's actually there for you, but did you have the heart to appreciate and to respect them as well? 2014, you would have seen how it would have all turned around. 2014 is a very good time to realize how much people have struggled with themselves and with each other. 2014 is a very nice time to go out and be in a purity of yourself and give yourself up to another person, just to see what would happen, just to see. 2015 was a time to really grieve. Say if you had a lot of grieving to do, like you didn't see somebody, you didn't want them there, but they were there, people were shuffling in a weird way. 2015 was a really good time to just completely understand that people are not under your surveillance or control. People are not the way you think they are, and they never will be, never have been, never could be. People will always do as they do, and people are unpredictable parts of this reality sometimes, and that's something that you had to understand. 2016 is a very good year, as going on now. 2016 is a wonderful year to pretend you're fine, but in the same time not to worry about not being, okay? This is a feeling where you can actually be a guru, okay? 2016 is wonderful, where you are unresolved, and perhaps you feel undeserving of something, but you're fine with it, and you're actually really graceful and gracious towards that feeling, and you will attract people if you just let yourself be calm. And of course, surround yourself into a space, put yourself into a space where you can feel calm. If you're very calm in 2016, you will see a lot of people flock, but if you cannot be calm, 2016 will be a disaster. Really, because 2016, if you are still raging and raving about him or her, or they didn't do this or they did that and they're shit and this is shit, 2016 will not bring you calmness. It'll just bring you like a ripping apart. So your power needs to be placed in a very placid scale of being in 2016. 2017, you've got to completely resolve, okay? 2017, you've got to resolve what you've hidden hidden from yourself, hiding from other people. Why are you not saying these things? Why are you all only like talking about the same topic? Or why are you laughing when it's not funny? 2017 will show you why you are not really fitting in, okay? 2018 will give you a chance. It'll really put somebody in your life, and likely a group, which will give you a really enjoyable, formidable formation. But it will not be there for long, because it's just a structure to keep you learning. 2019, you'll find somebody who is not interesting and make them interesting. You'll make something else that is not you, that's not anything to do with you, interesting, instead of you being interested in yourself and being interesting to other people, okay? 2019 basically brings to you the idea that everything is interesting, okay? Everything is interesting and everybody's just one. 2020 is a time to get loose and completely allow life to give you exactly what you want without even knowing what that is. 2020 is very ambiguous and brings about very interesting folk. 2021 doesn't give you much but gives you a lot of stamina. You will be carried. You will be carried and you will be carrying yourself to the greater pinnacle of social experience, of the social experiment, I should say. By that time, you just think it's all just a big joke. Everything will just fall into place by 2022. You will see everything is just uninteresting. Like, it's all just a big joke. Everybody's just in love with themselves. Nobody really cares. I don't have to be here. And then last but not least, 2023, you'll just be awake. Okay, you'll be awake to the social scene. You're awake to how people treat each other. You see people are bitching because they're not happy with themselves. You see people are happy because they think they are. You can see how people are. You can really see through the social scene without any kind of illusion. So by 2023, you'll embark on a new journey and want to come back to yourself and come back to your senses by then, because your Pluto will be going to the 12th house. 12th house is your identity, Pisces. So watch out for more. Anyway, thank you very much for subscribing, liking, tagging, sharing, doing all these things. Have a look at my website. If you like what I do, I can do you a video forecast prognose, or I can do you a live healing. I can also do fractal realignment and all sorts of scary, weird and exciting psychic stuff. So yes, looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you, Pisces.